Welcome to the Meet Your Majors, and we're calling all majors art, biology, geology, and environmental science, chemistry and physics, communication, English, history, mathematics, modern and classical languages and literature, philosophy and religion, performing arts, political science, and public service. Whew.
Yeah.
And these are all the majors in the College of Arts and Sciences. And when we're going to start with allowing you to meet your dean, and I think it's important for you to meet your dean because she's influential in how you're going to matriculate through the program, but more importantly, when you graduate from UTC at commencement, you will shake her hand. So I think it's important for you to meet the person's hand you're going to shake as you exit in your very first semester here at UTC. And so here is your dean. You're going to get a welcome from her.
Thank you. I appreciate the introduction. I'm Dr. Riggs-Gelasco, and I am also new here. So I started in July, came here from the College of Charleston in Charleston, South Carolina. Although I'm originally from Michigan, I'm a University of Michigan Wolverine graduate. So I am learning my way through life at UTC, just like you, and I'm trying to meet new people in era of COVID as well. So I can feel your situation, definitely. I also have a freshman in college. My daughter started at Florida State this year. So I'm kind of learning about the student experience during a pandemic through her experience there. So so as we were just mentioning, College of Arts and Sciences is one of the larger colleges on campus, and it's kind of got what we call the traditional liberal arts disciplines. So everything from, say, music up to something in the hard sciences like math or chemistry are all sort of housed within the College of Arts and Sciences. So all the social sciences and all of the humanities are located in our college. So we have about 3,700 majors are in our college, and lots of minors, just about 1,500 minors as well. So even if you're an engineer or a nursing student, you can pursue, say, a minor in English or something like that within the College of Arts and Sciences. So we have about 250 faculty that are kind of what we call permanent faculty, of kind of full-time state-funded position here. And so we also have many talented adjunct faculty working in the college as well, helping to deliver our really large curriculum. So I think one of the things I would encourage you to do, no matter what your discipline you end up selecting to major in, is to take advantage of all the experiential learning that faculty offer. The College of Arts and Sciences has a lot of different opportunities for students to engage in community work or in research, or even engage in research in the context of an academic class. So for example, I visited the archaeology lab the other day, and students are busy helping the Park Services survey a plot of land before they do some construction, and they're sort of unearthing Civil War artifacts and things like that as part of their class, and learning the proper techniques to preserve those artifacts and to clean them up and things like that. So as well as the history of what they're unearthing. So that's just kind of one example. Internships abound. So we just had our first music therapy student be placed, it's a fairly new program, get placed into an internship helping students navigate, or helping patients really navigate through emotional issues and things like that through the power of music. So all kinds of opportunities to get involved. Political science students will work with the city council, for example, tackling a particular problem in the community. That's another avenue. We have some folks in psychology who can work with local sort of senior citizen residents in the area studying gerontology. So there's lots of ways to get involved, and I would encourage you to do that. It's um, something that you kind of have to reach out sometimes to tap into those opportunities, or sometimes they'll be part of your coursework, but you really kind of have to be uh, self-motivated, I guess, to kind of find those opportunities and take advantage of those. And you'll find that your academic experience is really enriched by taking advantage of those things. So I not sure what else. Jennifer, did you have something else specific or had a question? What should we ask for questions, or?
No, just kind of an overview of the college and just basically what you've done. If there's a fun fact about yourself you would like to share.
Well, let's see. I'm a chemist. I'm not sure that's a fun fact, but but I'm a musical chemist. So I play clarinet, and I'm really active in music. And so I definitely looked for liberal arts tradition when I was going to school. So I picked a college where I could study both music and chemistry at a really high level, and that was really important to me. So I hope that while you're in college, you'll continue to pursue your passions, even if it's not necessarily what you're selecting to kind of pursue for your major. There's all kinds of ways to make sure you can still engage in things that give you joy in your life, and would encourage you to continue looking for ways to do that as well. So,
and I see that we have some participants here who may be from your college. If you're open to it, maybe a quick Q&A.
Sure, absolutely.
So do you have any questions for your dean?
Everyone's shy. I don't blame you. I'm not even sure I knew what a dean was when I was in college. So mostly I supervise the faculty. And by supervise, I mean, I guess I'm their boss, although mostly what I do is try to advocate for faculty in the programs and the students that are in the programs within the college. So, and then my boss is the provost, who's in charge of the entire academic mission of the college. So I know I didn't know much about academic structure when I was in school. So
I saw one question about, can you elaborate
mhm.
on your role and how you interact with students?
Yeah, so to be honest with you, I probably don't see a whole lot of students in my day-to-day activities, and it's something that I wish I think that will probably change as we get out of COVID and there's more students around. But I am definitely up for interacting more with students and the student clubs and things like that are relevant, to the College of Arts and Sciences. The dean's office is definitely awards scholarships and works with student awards and things like that. So we probably get to know one another through some of that programming. And the dean's office is also a place, if you're struggling or have a real conflict of some sort that you need to help navigating, then that's also where you would head. If you kind of don't have any luck at the department level navigating an issue, you would be routed to me to help come up with a solution for your issue. So,
where are you located? I think I
oh,
haven't
good.
been to your new office until today when I picked up the swag. So thank you.
Yeah. So, Lupton Hall, the old what was the old library here, was just recently opened. So it opened up in August. And so it's a brand new building. You might know it because it's got freshens like a cafeteria, and some of the student services are on the first floor, but there are academic departments on the second and third floor. And on the third floor, there's a little corner that is the College of Arts and Sciences. So that's the staff that work with me, and my office are up on the third floor in Lupton. Oh, I haven't seen the chat box here, so. Gotcha. Yeah. So feel free if you have a question or anything about or need some direction, and I can point students in the right direction. You can feel free to email me. You can find me in the directory, so feel free to email me. So let's see. Yeah, so COVID-19 is a real, complication for students. It's a real struggle to get through this semester, both for faculty and for students. And so I would encourage you to practice a lot of self-care during this semester and the next semester, and not let the stress pile up on you. I would also encourage you to reach out to your faculty member if you're struggling. Even if you're online, those faculty are available to you to have a Zoom office meeting if you need to, and to make sure that you're getting the academic help that you need. Please don't hesitate to contact those faculty. I think sometimes students are a little intimidated to reach out to their faculty, and I think one of the things to remember is that the faculty that work here kind of chose to work at a school like the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, as opposed to sort of a bigger school like Knoxville. They chose to work here because they really enjoy engaging with students and working directly with students. And so they want you to reach out to them if you're struggling. Please don't allow yourself to get behind and frustrated with your coursework without reaching out to a faculty member. There's so many resources on campus where you can find help in your courses, and so they'll be able to direct you appropriately depending on the discipline that we're talking about. Registration is starting soon, and I would encourage you to use the wait list. So if you can't get into the class section that you want, or really need to make your schedule work, do use the wait list, because a lot of times what will happen is if we see wait list student names piling up in particular courses, we'll reach out. That's one of the things that the dean's office does as well, especially for gen ed courses where there's takes a lot of coordination to make sure there's enough gen ed courses of each type of each category. So we'll often encourage a department to open a new section and find a new faculty member to teach that section for that particular semester. So do use those wait lists, and kind of leave that spot open if you can in your schedule, because it may end up opening up. So do that. There's also lots of mental health resources on campus. So there's counseling and things like that. So if you know someone who's really struggling and really having a hard time, do take a browse through the website and make sure you contact those support services that are on campus. I'm sure your residence life staff are really familiar with all of those resources as well and can direct you if you need to. So I guess the main point is to don't struggle through it on your own. There's so many people here to help you navigate your college experience here, and it's especially difficult, I think, in this pandemic. And I think everyone recognizes that, and we have to kind of treat each other with a lot of grace and mercy to get through this together. So please don't feel like you're alone and isolated in your struggles, because everybody is feeling it. So I think there's a lot of anxiety over the selection and how that's going to play out as well. And so just a lot of anxiety floating around there like a big old storm cloud over everybody. So good questions. Oh, undecided for a major. I think that's a great question. I think you can really explore in your first year or two. Don't feel like oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing for the rest of my life, so I'm behind, because a lot of times you'll have your peers will seem to have their life all planned out, and it may seem a little bit and being anxiety provoking if you're not in that case, if you're not in that situation where have your life all planned out for yourself. That's really normal to not have your life planned out. And you'll find that you will change your career path many times throughout your life as you proceed. But use the college experience to explore and figure out what it is you like, especially the gen ed classes are really not only aimed at giving you kind of a broad educational experience, but also allow you to sample different types of fields to see what you really enjoy. And so sometimes something will spark when you take those courses, and you'll have a better idea of the direction you want to go. I know a lot of the CAS, College of Arts and Sciences departments have listed on their website. They'll list, what former students do with their as a career after they got that major, and the types of different careers that you can explore with that
I wanted to share
major as a foundation.
tips and
So I
tricks
would
with you that
encourage
I
you to kind of
find
do some poking
helpful for
around
me,
on those
and hopefully
departmental
you'll find them
websites
helpful for you. We
too,
want to
if
make
you're
sure
still
you're
kind of
ending the
sampling
semester
and
strong.
curious about
So
what it is
the main
you want to
thing
pursue.
that I want to share with you are just some practical things. The first one is rest. Sleep is important, and sometimes you have to get it in the best way you can. So if you need a nap, then nap, but you cannot deplete your body of rest. I'm a big Apple person. I'll mention this on a couple of other slides, but when that little phone tells you or your watch tells you to go to bed, go to bed. You can't cheat yourself of sleep. You can't cheat yourself of time. And when you do, you pay for it. And so I've had a rough week myself, and I have had to figure out different ways to try to help my body recuperate from some long days and nights of working. But really get yourself into a routine to make sure that you're getting proper rest. The next thing is drinking water. Your brain thrives on water. Your body thrives on water. So one of the best things that you can do just to help you while you're studying is to drink water. Making sure you're really well hydrated is essential for your academic success. There's a lot of research on the brain and how it functions, and drinking water is one of the things that can really help you and really help you with your retention. So not just retention of water, but retention of the information that you're trying to learn and process. The next one is exercising. Dr. Ellis, none of this is about studying. You're right, because if your body is not well, then it doesn't matter how much you cram in, you will not be successful academically. So I'm not saying you need to be at the ARC all day, but 30 minutes, just taking a brisk walk, doing something, just kind of clearing your mind, doing something that will get that heart rate up a little bit, close those rings, are very, very important. So making sure that you are exercising and moving. These Zoom meetings, Zoom class, it's a lot of being sedentary. So even if you're in class, maybe change your position. Maybe you sit down for one class, stand up for another class. You've got to do something to kind of help you be more active during this time. The last tip is eating healthy, making sure you eat a well-balanced meal. Of course, the fruits, the vegetables, all of those different types of things are very important. The stress eating of the candy, talking to myself, is not helpful. So making sure that you really fuel your body well will really help give yourself the academic foundation that you need. I would highly recommend, if you are someone who are having a hard time academically, because what you did in high school, you were an A student, and everything that you did in high school is just not translating well into college. I would really recommend that during the break is that you get the book, teach yourself how to learn, so you'll learn better strategies on how to be successful in a college environment. That cramming and just regurgitating information may not work in all of your classes. And so we want you to be successful here academically. And this is a really great resources. Those 1 through 4 steps that I share with you are also included in Dr. McGuire's book, but she really gives you great tips and tricks on how to learn and kind of even unlearn some bad habits that you have had when you were in high school. And that's one of the first things I had to do when I got to college. I was a horrible high school student, so I knew going in that I would have to teach myself how to learn. And thankfully I was able to recognize that and make that transition. So make sure you seek help and you do different things like that to kind of help you. And now I'm going to open up the floor for RAs to provide some of their academic tips and tricks so you can end the semester strong.
So one of my biggest tips for everyone is reducing the amount of stress that you feel on a daily basis. And I really liked what you said, Dr. Ellis, about how if you are not physically and mentally well, you're not going to perform well academically. So my thing is reducing your stress, and you can do by doing something that you truly enjoy. And you don't have to take up a full day doing this, because obviously we all have things that we have to get done. But taking at least like 30 minutes to do something that you truly enjoy doing, whether that is maybe going to the art, something like that, or sitting down and playing a round of, whatever video game you like the best. Or maybe it is reading a book or going for a walk. Whatever you truly enjoy, at least take 30 minutes out of a day each and every day to do that. Maybe it's taking a shower. I know I like to relax by taking a nice warm shower during the middle of the day. But if you reduce your stress, you're going to be more prepared to take on the more stressful things in life, like your schoolwork. And so if you reduce the amount of stress you feel, you're going to be way more successful and do much better with your classes.
My biggest tip is academically wise, is to use office hours. Like professors will, whether it's on Zoom or in person, like to go in there and ask questions and get to know your professors is a great way to learn more, but also to just be honest with yourself and to know if you actually know the subject going into a test or a final or whatever.
I have another academic tip to add on to Cole's. So a good way to reduce stress is to plan out like any big deadlines that you have coming up. So instead of like trying to get it done within like a 2 or 3 day time frame, try breaking it up into sections and work on it each day for maybe like 15 or 30 minutes. So by the time that it is due, you won't feel as stressed out.
So general tip on academic success is really in your mindset, making sure you adopt a growth mindset, making sure you really speaks positively to yourself. You can do this. You know how to work well, you are efficient, and the work that you produce is good quality work. It's not too hard. And if you find yourself in that fixed mindset, this is too hard, I can't do this, I'm not doing well at this, that's when you may need to seek out help. So that utilize the tutoring services, find a peer mentor. Those were very helpful for me when I was in school, really getting a good peer mentor. And I would always go to tutoring, even if it was a subject I was good in. I was really good in math. I was an engineering major in undergraduate, but I still went to tutoring sessions to work out my problems. So in the event, if I had a question, I was already there at the tutoring location and there was somebody there to help me. And also just kind of helped put the structure in me. I knew that they had sessions from this time to that time. And so I knew I could do my math homework then and get it knocked out. So really making sure that you speak positively to yourself about your ability to do well at UTC.